part 1 of Who the Heck Did I Make My Best Friend? I know people normally make this about guys, but I have terrible friend luck, so I could make so many of these, but no, I will not be name dropping. No hate to anyone involved. So this is part 1, but I used to be friends with this girl. She was a different character. For this series, we will call her Sasha. Sasha was not a very good friend to me. She would come over and borrow clothes, never return them. And when I would ask her for my stuff back, she would tell me that she already returned it when I knew she hadn't. And I literally thought I was going crazy because I thought I was losing all the stuff that I wasn't. Not only that, but over the period of us being friends, I would quite often notice anytime I had like cash in my wallet or purse, money would go missing. And I was like, how am I losing cash? And I had asked her before, hey, did you accidentally touch the money in my wallet? And she always said, no, like, why would you even say that? I would never take money or anything from you, Nova. You were stealing money from me. And at this point in time, I thought she was a really good friend, so I would never, like, want to fully accuse her of doing it, even though there were times where I thought she was taking money from me. I would try to convince myself she was a really good friend and would never do that, and I honestly believed it. Well, months went on where I thought I was just losing this money when I really wasn't. Well, then one day me, her, and other girls are hanging out, and then she leaves, and these other girls are talking to me, and they're like, hey, like, you know the things she says about you, right? Well, when these girls tell me the things she had been saying about me, I was freaking shocked. She was saying so many crazy, terrible things about me. I didn't even recognize who she was in these text messages because I was like, she would never say that. There's no way. But she was. So many things, like literally about my appearance, everything you could possibly imagine saying terrible about someone, she was saying, and none of them were true, of course. And these girls had the text to prove it. Like, they had the receipts. This was true stuff that she was saying. It wasn't made up. Well, then I finally am like, you know what? I'm going to confront her. And I'm not a very confrontational person. But I was like, those are terrible things that are so far from the truth that you should never say about someone, especially someone you are calling your friend. So I confronted her. And of course, she says none of that was true. Well, not only did she say none of the text messages were true and she didn't say any of that, she tried to convince me that 2 of my other friends made these texts up and, like, freaking faked the text messages. Like, how one even does that to begin with, I would never know. And I genuinely don't think my other 2 friends would know either because I know they would never do that. And this friend was just a bad friend from the beginning. And I should have realized, like, I really should have realized. But that is why you always trust your gut instinct. And if